Hi, this is Erica.
And I'm Rob.
And tonight we're talking about something a little gross. What is it, Rob?
Internet diarrhea.
What is internet diarrhea, Rob?
Now, well, we're no experts, but internet diarrhea is the term that we've coined to describe the oversharing on the internet that people do with the mundane minutiae of their lives and all the useless little tidbits that they stuff down people's throats online.
And we're not talking about like people who have their own blogs or maybe like video diaries that they keep on YouTube. We're talking about people who share Twitter updates and Facebook statuses about the little things they do every day, whether it's eating breakfast or taking a walk or somebody pissing them off at the bus stop. Little things like that really serve no importance in anyone's life. The person posting,
barely even their lives. Yeah.
So it really irks me when I see that on Facebook, and I just want to talk about it and maybe vent a little bit about the amount that people overshare.
Sure.
On social media.
Yeah, we're both going to vent about it a little bit, I think, because it's just irksome. It's a useless activity, and I have a theory on why people do it, but I still don't understand why they go through with it. It's just pointless.
So I'm sure a lot of us are guilty of, in the past, maybe oversharing a little bit, and I did a little research into my own Facebook history and read some posts that I had made over 10 years ago, just to see if I was guilty of oversharing, and I definitely was. I think at the time, when Facebook first came out, it was very exciting, and so I would share everything. Not everything, but I definitely probably crossed the line with a few things. And
hold on, what does that mean?
I mean, like, I definitely went into the realms of sharing too much information with people that why would I have put that up there? It makes no sense. And it's almost embarrassing to look back and read those things, and I can't believe I would have put them. And I can't remember anything specific right now, but I definitely have done it. And I think a lot of people listening to this have probably done it too. So I would recommend going back and looking at your old Facebook posts and sharing my shame of some of the stuff that you've probably put out there without even thinking about it.
So you're talking about resharing the useless stuff that you shared way back then.
Well, I'm not going to share it now because I'm in the business of not oversharing. I barely go on Facebook, and if I do, it's literally to read articles and stuff. If I go on it, I rarely post anything on there. I'll post the odd picture, but I use Facebook more so as a cloud than anything else. I don't go on and write about random things because I don't like it when other people do it, so I'm not going to do it.
Okay, so when you did do it, what were you thinking at the time? Like, what were you hoping the response was going to be and why?
Well, I obviously, when I was doing it to go and get, I don't know, maybe attention. Like, I think that's all it is that I did this weird thing. Somebody pay attention to me. I was in my early 20s at the time, and so obviously I've grown a lot since then over the last 11 years. But, yeah, I think that's probably what I was doing, wanting to get a little bit extra attention, seeing how many people liked my status or commented on it. I was using it as a way of interacting, and really nobody cared about those things. Like I said, I can't remember anything specific, but people definitely didn't care. And thinking back now, it was none of anybody else's business. I don't even know why I would have wanted to share it, except for to get attention. There would be no other purpose.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that kind of leans into this, let's call it piece of information that I was exposed to once upon a time. I don't remember if it was like an article or if it was a YouTube video or TED Talk, that kind of thing. But there was a study done, and people have noticed that there's a direct correlation between your level of self-esteem versus your level of social media use. Unsurprisingly, they found that the lower your self-esteem, the more you tend to go and use social media to get the attention and the affirmation from as many people as you can. The part that I don't understand is, why do random strangers' opinions matter? what do you care if you have 1 million people that follow your channel or your Facebook page or whatever? Like, you'll never meet these people, and if you do, you probably won't like them. The only thing you have in common is your own life.
Or the fact that you have Facebook.
Sure. So I don't understand the motivation there. Like, what is it? What does it actually mean to somebody that strangers at least pretend to have an interest in their own lives? Like, what's going on there?
I don't know. Like, for me, now, I really don't care about getting likes and having comments on there, and I can't imagine what other reason except for, like I said, to get attention that somebody would want to post it. So
yeah, I can't figure it out either. My old job, we had some younger people working there, like 18 to 25, and I asked a few of them. I said, "What's the thing? What's with the likes and the subscribes? Why are people clamoring for these?" And none of them had a valid answer for me.
No, I can't even come up. Like, feel like I'm kind of babbling on and like stumbling on my words because I can't even come up with a valid reason why it would be important to share what you had for dinner.
It's a weird phenomenon.
Or the fact that you got a new pair of glasses, or that your bus is running late and now you have to tell everyone. Like, I don't get it. And I think it's become like a very dangerous thing that people do because they're putting so much, they're putting all of the strengths that, you know what I mean, of their I don't want to say strengths of their character, but they're letting all these people judge and come up with what your self-esteem should be, basically. Like, I don't know how to make that make sense, but I'm saying. They're letting just the random public determine how they should feel about themselves. So
right, they're deriving their self-esteem from the opinions of others instead of knowing who they are as a person, being okay with themselves.
I know, like, I teach little kids, and we teach them that, you know, like, don't worry about, you know, what so-and-so is doing or what they said. You just need to worry about you. If you know that you're doing the right thing and you know that you know who you are, then that's what's important, right? Don't look to others to validate who you are. And I think that's what social media has kind of done to everyone, is that instead of just recognizing who you are and knowing that you're okay and believing in yourself, for the most part, obviously everybody has moments of self-doubt and
No, what I mean is, for the most part, you're okay.
Right.
There are some people out there that are just dicks and they need to fix it.
Right.
And with all this public affirmation saying, don't let them bully you, don't let them shame you, don't let them this and that, it kind of reinforces their own personality, which for a good person is a good thing. For a bad person, it's a bad thing. Mm-hmm. It's kind of an ironic situation that the oversharing is actually detrimental to people that need to correct certain elements of their behavior. Mm-hmm. People need to be honest with each other, right? If you're being a dick, you need to know that you're being a dick, mm-hmm. so that you can not. This is a topic for another day, but with online, you get a lot of social justice warriors, right? And this kind of ties into the affirmation of strangers. A lot of people will post something that says essentially that they were bullied, mm-hmm. right? Which is a relative term. A lot of people consider bullying something that was just kind of mundane. It was sort of a constructive criticism or the flat out truth. And because it hurt their feelings, they call it bullying. So people will post something like that. They'll say, I got bullied today at the coffee shop. This person said or did this. And they're just looking for the other people, the other bleeding hearts online to say, no, it's okay, you're fine, you're strong, yada, yada, yada. Meanwhile, what should have happened was they should have taken that other person's criticism and looked at it and see if it applied to them. And if it did apply, are they right? Is it wrong that I was doing this or being like that or whatever? Right? They need to look inside and say, have I been doing this to other people all the time? Do they not like it? Maybe I should stop.
But instead they post about it on Facebook, and it validates that, because when people post that kind of stuff, if they've been, they feel like they've been treated unfairly in any context, that they will post it as the victim. And so you're hearing it from their side. And of course people are going to, jump in and stand up for you. Of course people are going to try to tell you you're good. And then that, even if maybe you weren't in the right, in the situation that caused the conflict to begin with, you're never going to learn from that situation or that what was happening.
The incident.
Yeah, the incident.
Yeah, because you're preaching to the choir, right? And all they're doing is singing back to you what you want to hear. And it just reinforces your own mentality, your own behavior.
Right.
And nothing constructive happens.
Right.
Right? And so that kind of snowballs, too. That's why they do things like send a picture of the dinner that they're having that night or chirp about the bus being 2 minutes late and they're trying to get to work on time and what have you. It's because they want all these bleeding hearts online to coddle them.
Right.
And to let them know that it's okay, they'll be fine. Right? It's counterproductive as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't actually solve anything. Right? It just makes somebody feel better. But that's sometimes, a lot of the time, people have to get what they need, not what they want. And social media gives them what they want. Right. It's rarely the right thing.
I was actually looking at some pretty funny ones, pretty funny TMI photos online. I just did a Google search of TMI Facebook posts, basically. Some of them are pretty funny, but like the sad part is about those things is that somebody actually posted that. Somebody actually felt like it was appropriate to post about the fact that they shit their pants at Walmart or whatever. Like, that's what sad. Like, I did have a good laugh at their expense. Don't get me wrong, but it's sad that they actually posted that they would think it would be appropriate or that it, you know what I mean? Like, it's. I can't, like, I just can't even. I just don't even like it. I go on Instagram because I like the pictures. I like to go on and look at people's pictures. I follow a lot of celebrities on there. I think it's fun to look, have a little window into their life. But like, I don't know. Like I don't like going. I just don't like going on Facebook and Twitter. I've never understood. Who cares? I don't understand. I don't even understand what Twitter is or what it's for.
It's just.
I don't.
It's just that you're tweeting, you're chirping, right? You have a limited number of characters to chirp about whatever, and it's a call for attention again, right? Just like all social media, it's a call for attention. You post your little your diatribe or your rant or your beef or whatever, and people will respond. But on the other side of it, you can post the stupid things like, paid for 2 fries, got 3, hooray! And it's just the stupid little things. Like it's all attention. It's all this social media stuff did start out with a noble intention, right? And it was a way for people to connect worldwide.
And network for the purposes of education or job.
It was the exchange of ideas. Yeah. It was the exchange of like you say, networking, right? To make contacts and share information and be productive. And then it just snowballed into the mess that we're in now. And it's unfortunate because not only is it a waste of time and resources, but the people that overshare, if they overshare enough, it becomes basically second nature to them. And at some point, they're going to inadvertently overshare something that's going to bite them in the ass.
Oh, like I know that when I'm going to say probably like when we first started dating, like this would be over 8 years ago now, and Facebook was already quite developed, but it's still in the early stages. But I had a friend that posted something about our job. It was one of my coworkers, and I liked it. I think I put a thumbs up on the post, and a couple other people commented. And the girl that put that post online got fired. I worked directly with her. I got fired, and all the other people that had anything even involved with the post were all suspended for a week without pay because it was something negative about the business. And I think that was 8 years ago. So like, I think now even more so, people are more feel a false sense of security being online. I think honestly believe that those privacy policies that they read on Facebook actually protect them, and they don't.
No, not at all.
They protect Facebook, and they keep, you know what I mean? Like Facebook has developed those policies to remove accountability. I think. I don't know. I'm not an expert on this, but I'm pretty sure to remove their accountability for anything that might happen, or anybody that might steal your shit, or whatever. So
that's a legal document designed by the highest paid lawyers in the world to protect that company. Yeah. They don't really care about the users. I mean, if let's say 2 million people get pissed off with Facebook and leave, there are 5 million people waiting to sign up. They don't care.
Yeah, it's true. But that was my first really bad encounter with Facebook. Like, I've never really had anything bad happen to me. I've never had my account closed down for something inappropriate that I posted.
Losing your job, I'd say.
Yeah, that like I said, that would have been the worst thing that happened. But last summer, I think it was, that I was on Facebook and reading, and somebody had posted a lovely quote about eating disorders, which is something that I've experienced with, and it's, you know what I mean? I just really loved the quote that she put up there, and I saw it, and so I just shared it. Shared the quote. That's it. Started an argument between two people who apparently are on my friends list. I don't even know them. And in the comment, you don't have Facebook, but you probably know how it works, that you post your thing and then people can comment.
Yeah. There's a chain of comments. And
I all of a sudden had all these notifications popping up from Facebook, and it was two people arguing over the validity of this quote about that it was an anonymous quote. It was just some random one of those people who have Facebook will know that it was just like a picture with the quote on it, with flowers in the background.
Yeah.
Started this big argument, and I thought, I don't even know you people, and you're arguing on my Facebook, basically, through something from my Facebook, and you know what I mean? And I'm not even involved in it. I ended up just deleting it, and that was the last time I ever shared anything except for a picture, like, you know what I mean? And throwing a picture up there just to save it, so I have a backup of it.
You didn't do anything that was even remotely controversial.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I think that happens a lot now, that you can't have an opinion. Like, that wasn't even an opinion that I posted. It was just a quote about something.
Well, that does kind of state your side of it, the fact
that
you did post it.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. And I know that when you post things, you've got to also realize that people can do that. But I just deleted it because I just thought, why are these people so angry over something like this? I don't get it, because I don't get angry about stuff like that. I can hear other people's opinions without feeling, you know, like I need to prove to them that they're wrong. I don't always have to agree with people, but like...
Yeah, you see, now you kind of understand why I've never had a Facebook account.
Yeah.
That's just like a drop in the bucket of the reasons why. There's far too much BS on there. Mm-hmm. And I'll be honest, the rest of it, like the Internet Diarrhea, where people do post like, oh, look at this great piece of chicken that I made, or, oh, my cat did something funny, or all that crap. I don't care.
I know.
I couldn't possibly care less about all those mundane, useless little things that people post online. You know, if you have a funny story and it actually is legit funny, not just like my kid made a cute face the other day, great, share it, because we can all use a good laugh. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But I genuinely don't care that you were getting ready to go to work and your shoelace broke. You don't need to take the time to take a picture of that and post it online and vent your frustration because you have a broken shoelace. Just tie it together like to itself, or replace it, go to work, move on with your life. It is a useless exercise, and it's absolutely ridiculous.
You don't have an iPhone. Technically, you don't have an iPhone. I know you have one for work, but when one of the newer updates happened, there was this new feature on it that would tell you how much screen time you've been using. I would love to see how much screen time, like a 13-year-old girl? Yeah, just from being on social media. I'd love to see what that screen time ends up being. My screen time is sometimes really high, but that's because I watch YouTube on my iPad a lot.
What do you consider really high, though?
I don't know. I know that it said it was up 200% or something like that since last week.
Okay, so it's spiked up, but that still doesn't tell you how much it is. It's like, what, 2 hours a day?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, 13-year-old girl's probably closer to 12.
Yeah,
they're addicted to it.
I would love to see, though. I'd love to see a good, solid example of how long these people spend.
It'd be interesting to see an actual number. Yeah,
you know which one I really hate? Like, I like Instagram, I like pictures, but the one I really hate is Snapchat. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't know why people use it. I think it's just the most ridiculous thing.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I
tried to use it, and I don't understand.
I don't fully understand. I mean, you take a picture of something, you send it to somebody, possibly put a caption, and it has an expiry. So after 5 seconds or 30 seconds, whatever you set it to, it's gone. They can't go back and look at it. What was the point of sharing it?
Sometimes you're not even sending it to people. Like, this is what I mean. I don't know how it works, and I'm definitely not an expert on Snapchat because I've tried. I do not know how it works. But my friend who uses it, like, she just takes pictures and then, like, hits send. And who is she sending it to? I don't even know. Sometimes she's sending it to a specific person, but, like, a lot of times she's just like, boom, it's out there. Like, do people just go through Snapchat and just look at other people's Snap? I don't get it. I don't understand.
So, yeah, so she would have a pretty hardcore case of internet diarrhea then. She's just splattering shit all over the place.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Just making a mess and nobody's happy about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't understand. Maybe it's a generational thing. Maybe the fact that I'm comfortable in my own skin means I'll never understand it. I don't need other people to tell me that I'm a good person to know that I am.
Yeah.
I don't know. We could probably explore this topic for about a week and still never figure it out.
I know, it's true. There's this thing that, I don't know if other people call it this, but I definitely do. It's called vague posting. And it's when you start to overshare just a little bit, but then leave everybody hanging.
Oh, God.
I'm serious. I used to follow this couple that were married and then divorced and then married and back together and blah, blah.
In other words, people were having cliffhanger episodes in their own
lives.
Yes,
I used to follow this,
oh, my God.
I would go on Facebook and check it a few times a day.
Why?
What?
Why?
Because I wanted to. They always left their messages at a cliffhanger, and I needed to know what happened.
Why?
But these are real people.
Was it a payoff? Was there a payoff to these cliffhangers?
I still don't know if this couple ended up back together. I don't think they did. But no, there wasn't. But it was just like, man, why didn't he just put the full story? It's like almost there.
Yeah.
But then they would post stuff and be very like. Just give enough information that you know something's going on, but you don't know what's going on.
Yes, they're giving you cliffhangers and teasers and what have you, but was there a payoff? The next time they would post something, did you get the payoff from this mystery?
Well, you'd get a little bit more information, bits at a time.
So
bits at a time.
So you're the donkey and they've got the carrot on the stick.
Pretty much. I don't think they were doing it on purpose, but like...
Oh, I'm sure that they were. They were trying to get more people involved to find out what the mystery is, and
I don't think to find out what the mystery is. I think they were trying to get more people involved so that when they were on their off again times, they could have all this support. But the funny thing is that they would leave you hanging, and then somebody would comment something like, like, don't leave me hanging here, man. Like, why? What's going on? You need to know. And then they would say stuff like, too personal to post on Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay, like, why the fuck did you start posting it then?
To get people interested, to get the attention.
Yeah.
Right? It all goes back to the beginning. That's all they want was the attention. They want people talking about them. They want people asking them questions, contacting them. That's absolutely ridiculous. Talk about having nothing better to do in your life. That's unreal.
It's funny. I used to watch another guy too. I do this stuff on my lunch, because on my lunch I'm bored. And so this other guy who, you do know this person, I'm not going to say their name, but they would post the weirdest stuff about, one day they would be so like full of, just be so full of joy and like thanking the stars above that they've got their Lord Jesus helping them and guiding them through. And then the next day they'd be posting about like gay sex or whatever. And it's like, you are oversharing on two like completely opposite ends of the spectrum. Like
they're not bipolar?
I have no idea.
Right.
It would be like, and I would get a good kick out of it. I remember like, and this guy, nobody knew him at my work. So every once in a while, I would read one of his posts out because it was so weird, just so hilarious. So I don't know. Maybe I'm being mean. I probably am, but
he's probably just crazy.
He probably is. Yeah.
That's fine. Okay, so the other thing about oversharing that I wanted to talk about briefly, this doesn't take much to discuss, but is the thing where people are oversharing to the point where it's become second nature, and they'll overshare something that gets them into trouble. Now, I'd said it earlier where it bites them in the ass, and you were talking about social repercussions. I'm talking about real life repercussions where, somebody will go on vacation, let's say, right? And they will post pictures real time saying, hey, I'm at the beach in Florida. Check this out. Warm sun, bet you're jealous, or whatever stupid post that they decide to make. If they post it real time, all that tells any people with ill intent is that they're not home and they're not going to be there for a while. So their home is a free-for-all. Bust in, take whatever you want. You got all the time in the world.
Yeah.
Right?
Unfortunate when that happens.
There's like that kind of stuff probably happens a lot more than we see in the news. And then there's the other side. I did see, they called it a meme, but really it was just a snap screenshot of somebody's post on Facebook. And this young girl, I'm guessing she's 18, was so proud that she got her first credit card that she posted a picture of herself holding the credit card next to her face, number in full view and everything. And then the next day she posted saying, I had to cancel my credit card. She didn't fully understand why. She didn't really know what happened. And that's the kind of thing that younger people especially, but let's be honest, there are old people too that don't get it, that they need to be aware of, right? You can't overshare that kind of personal information because then you will get taken advantage of. You will have your identity stolen, and it ruins your life, all because you wanted to share some mundane piece of information with your family and friends.
And I think that we know, or I think that we believe that kids that are growing up now in this age of technology being all around them, that we don't have to teach them safety on the internet and how, and like the correct way to use the technology that they have access to, because we just assume that they know how to do it.
Some adults think that the kids know better than they do.
It's true. And so we're not teaching it. Like I try to monitor heavily what the kids in my class are watching on the iPad or doing on the iPad. They can't download apps or anything like that, but they can get onto YouTube, and for some reason there's no like parental controls or safety controls on our iPads, and like some sites are blocked, but like they can search literally anything on YouTube and watch whatever they want. Like on a PD day, I once watched an entire episode of Dr. Phil.
Right.
On one of those iPads, and I don't feel like those kind of things should be, like, I'm glad they were in that situation, but...
Even worse than that, there are some people who post videos on YouTube specifically to allow minors to view nudity, and it's not porn, it'll be some kind of medical video, but it's got full nudity.
Yeah.
Close-ups of genitalia and that kind of thing, but because it's medical and instructional, YouTube allows it.
That's
so
weird.
So people will put it up there. I mean, they'll say, oh, it's educational. They're doing it so that the kids can get access to it, right? Mm-hmm. Or some kid found one and posted so his buddies can watch it too, and that kind of thing. Yeah, so it's these days are a little bit weird because, you know, once upon a time we were told, don't talk to strangers, don't get into a car with somebody you don't know, you know, be careful, all that kind of stuff. And now we have something like Uber, where you purposely seek out a stranger to come pick you up and you get in their car and you pay them for it. Mm-hmm. It's so ass backwards for many of the safety things that we learned and we were taught that it's not entirely surprising that kids don't have street smarts on the internet, but at the same time, parents do need to parent their children.
They do. I think I was watching a documentary about that Steubenville rape case a little while ago, and the whole thing was horrible, obviously, than what happened to that girl and what those boys did. And
which one is this?
The Steubenville rape case. Well, I'm getting there. That they posted it on YouTube. Them taking advantage of the girl while she was passed out drunk. And these kids weren't dumb kids academically. Like they all maintained good grades. They were on the football team. They came from good families, but they felt it appropriate to share that video on YouTube and amongst each other through cell phone use, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that they felt as though they were safe on the internet to do that just baffles me.
Right. Thinking that, oh, it's only my buddies that'll see it.
Yeah.
It's no problem. It's not going to come back to get us and whatever. Yeah. No, I get that. They don't understand that once it's on the internet, it's forever.
Yeah, you can't just delete it and expect that you're going to get away with bullshit because you're not.
No, because you can delete it from every source that you're aware of, but it's still out there.
Yeah.
Right? Like as soon as you post something, it gets mirrored onto every server that company has, right? So then you hit delete, all the server does is say, all right, it's not available through your profile anymore.
Right.
But it's still sitting on the hard drive. It's still there. If somebody wants to go digging, they'll find it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think when those kind of things happen, it's really sad. Like I said, I try to teach the kids that in my class. You know, they're kindergarten, so they have a lot of time to learn, but I really do try to teach them to be responsible when they're on the internet.
The only sad part about that story is the girl that got raped.
Right, but I mean,
honestly, those
I feel sad when I say
bags,
sad. I'm not sad for those douchebags that did it, but I'm sad for like the world that we live in now that people aren't being educated.
That's fair.
Like, would they have raped her in the middle of Main Street before the internet came around? No, they wouldn't
for
have.
everybody to see.
For everyone
yeah,
to
right,
see. No,
right. No, exactly
they wouldn't
not.
have.
Right.
So why would they think that posting it on a forum like YouTube or Facebook or even texting it between cell phones?
Yeah, sure.
I don't understand why they would think it was appropriate.
It's a lack of education. It is, like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, lack of street smarts.
Like, if you don't want to get caught,
I mean, you're already...
You shouldn't do that stuff anyways, but if you don't want to get caught after you've done that stuff, don't post it on the internet.
Let's go back half a step, though, and say that the fact that they thought that doing the act was a good idea already means they're stupid.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we're not condoning that act by any stretch of the imagination. What they did was flat out wrong. Mm-hmm. But it was additionally stupid to share it.
Well, and that happened in 2012, I think. So that was 6 years ago. But what's going on in Toronto right now at that Catholic school?
Oh, St. Mike.
The same thing.
Yeah.
And the reason why they found out that it was happening, those hazing things, which essentially were rape or sexual assault, it's the same thing. They're videotaping. It's the only reason why they found out is because their video circulated. Oh,
sure. Yeah. That culture has been at that school for a couple of decades now.
And that's what they were saying.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying.
The
only reason, it bubbled to the surface because some moron shared it online. Yeah,
online.
I get you.
Come on. And, like, that kid was probably raised on the internet.
Oh, probably. Yeah.
So how, I don't know.
Yeah. I know.
The whole thing is just, it baffles my mind because I don't want to say I'm particularly a really private person. Like, I'm doing this with you. We're talking and sharing our opinions on here. But,
we're not giving away everything.
Right. And that's what I was going to say. I'm not particularly private, but I also don't want everybody, if I wouldn't say it to somebody's face, I'm not going to put it on the internet.
Okay.
If I'm not going to call my best friend and tell her that my shoelace broke, you got to see this picture, I'm not going to post it on Facebook for everyone else to see. Like,
right.
It's ridiculous.
Yes. And people do treat the internet differently, and we're getting to the point now where they really shouldn't.
I know.
There's not as much of a difference anymore between internet interaction and personal interaction as far as the information that you share. Mm-hmm. I mean, clearly there's a difference between standing right in front of somebody and interacting with them versus just online stuff. But there really shouldn't be, like, the anonymity is not there as much anymore, right? Like before, when you had like the bulletin board systems and chat rooms and all that kind of thing, yeah, it was easy to stay anonymous, and you could post any old crap and get away with it. But now you have to have some kind of sign in that's associated with you and all that, so you're more easily traceable. Mm-hmm. So you got to be extra careful about that sort of thing. So I agree with you that if you wouldn't say it to their face, don't say it on the internet. And I'm
talking everything. I'm not just talking about bad things.
No, yeah,
like insults and fighting, but
but mundane things too. Yeah. I get that. Yeah, I know. You're not going to call up your grandma and say, I baked a pizza today, just thought I'd let you know, and hang up the phone.
Yeah.
She doesn't care.
Yeah.
You know, if you had a funny story to go along with that, sure, but just letting her know that it happened is pointless. So why are you doing that online?
I don't know. I think you're right in what you said before, that we could talk about this every day for the next week and still not come to a conclusion as to why people feel the need to do it.
No, I'm sure there's been endless research done about it, and they still don't really know, but I just think it's absolutely pointless and ridiculous, and people need to stop, right? Have the social networking. Have the connections with people all around the world. There's a lot of benefit to that, 100%. Just don't give us the meaningless crap, the diarrhea. Like, that's the stuff that needs to stop.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, I don't know. I don't really have any much more to say about that because I think we'll just end up talking in circles. So, but I did want to share that starting today, I wanted to learn a new skill. Rob has kind of pushed me in the direction of learning something new. So I recognize that this is called We're No Experts, but I'm going to try to fine-tune a new skill to share with you guys. So I'm going to try learning how to draw because I am no good at that. And I don't want to be like Vincent van Gogh or anything like that, but I want to be able to draw something simple. But
Admit it, you were jealous when you saw that I drew that logo.
I was jealous. Rob pounded out that We're No Experts logo like in 5 minutes, and it was perfectly done.
It was closer to about a half hour, 45 minutes. I went through a few.
I can't even draw a stick, so I don't know. So I'm going to learn how to draw, so I'm going to post a picture at the end of every episode just to share my progress.
Yeah, we're going to start posting mundane things about your progress.
I am. Mundane things. You guys probably don't care. Realistically, this whole podcast is...
It's more for us than it is for you.
But it's technically oversharing, and we're telling everybody to listen to it. So we're just as guilty as everyone we just talked about. However... Gotta love the irony. But I feel like we're not stupid. I don't think this is going to bite us in the ass as it does them. Yeah. So anyways, we'll wrap it up here. But yeah, that's it for today. Join us next time when we discuss something hopefully that you're interested in. If you guys have any suggestions for us, leave a comment below and we'll look into it. But you always got to remember that at the end of the conversation, we're no experts.